special moment for us. Was the moment when our daughter was born. So I guess that's why it's so romantic and full of wishes and hopes work. And also our commissioners played a big role, how all the process and idea development evolved, because from their side there was kind of two criteria: that it shouldn't look like anything else in the exhibition, because the exhibition of Digital Revolution was more or less already conformed, and curators were made the list of works and so on, and then the dev art section, which was sponsored by Google, came later. Like they allowed us to develop the work, new work. So it shouldn't look anything else like what is in exhibition, and it should really challenge the technology to push forward. But technology not only as a concept, but technologically it should be also interesting.
Yeah, it was the idea from the commission was that we have to inspire people with the technology, like how technology can be used in another ways that they are designed, and how can do things that people will not expect to do at the first thought of the use of the thing. And that's why we use, for example, speech recognition that actually has been here as a technology more than 10 years, but also had been improving a lot during these 10 years. Like if you think in 10 years ago, you have to train the computer to try to understand you, and it was failing most of the times. And now is I'm seeing in the streets, like people like talking instead of typing, and now the new trend is speaking into the WhatsApp and these kind of things. And this is very new, actually. This is from the last months. I think it was WhatsApp that had this feature that you can already talk to them, and then means it's later than our project that happened, but it's actually technology that is magical when it works, because the people don't realize that there is a technology anymore, because they just gets everything that is speaking.
Yeah, but also the concept-wise speaking, like we started to think what happens with our wishes. So there are lots of traditions around when we make a wish. Like, I don't know, for instance, if it's a birthday and you blow a candles on the cake, then you wish, or I don't know, that you see a falling star. And then there is also, for instance, in Jerusalem, there is Western Wall, which was quite inspirational for us. And everyone is putting their wishes or praise inside where they find the crack. But the problem is that there are so many wishes or praise that they have to clean it weekly from the wishes, so they just clean all the wishes and throw away. And then we were thinking, like, it's very intimate to say a wish or to make a wish. So we wanted to give it kind of visual manifestation and to add some kind of afterlife when the wish is made. So that's why this kind of poetic transformation, that you say your wish and then it's forming the cocoon and then the butterfly is born. And we also make sentiment analysis, so all the butterflies, they are different based on your wish which you made, and so on. And talking about the satisfaction of the process and achievements, I think we are quite happy that we receive so much attention, but of course it's thanks to Barbican and Digital Revolution that it's touring all around the world. Now I think Istanbul is the fourth location, after London, Stockholm, Athens, and now it's in Istanbul. And yeah, it's, I mean, for sure, like what we are experiencing, since it's 24/7, it's on the whole installation most of the time. So the technology is starting to die in a way, so we constantly have to maintain and repair. but otherwise it's very nice experience working with a big museum together.
And also the piece inspired us for future pieces because we saw what the people is wishing, and it's also very interesting because, well, one idea we had is that the people has to wish out loud, which is the not normal thing. And
yeah, you
and
cannot whisper, it won't hear you so well, so you really have to say loud.
You don't have to shout, but you have to speak
you have
normal.
to speak like we are speaking.
Also for a technical reason, because the microphones will not get when you whisper. But it's also how we are living right now also, because we're sharing many things online, but we saw that also the wishes is something that still, like Barbara said before, more intimate, and people is not sharing that much the wishes, which actually are the good things, and then people share a lot the bad things happening in the world.
We started to collaborate in 2009, and actually we were together as a couple from the end of 2008. So just because we had a part-time jobs, and we were the rest of the time we were dedicating on art practice, and all the time we were discussing and motivating each other, and at some point we through kind of collaborative work we found that we also can work together. So we share the interests, and we kind of add concept-wise, I think, also to make the idea complete.
I mean, also the kind of work we do, that is installations and technology, is quite usual that people collaborate with to do the projects, because they're normally quite complex and time-consuming, and it's not like to paint a canvas that maybe two persons are disturbing each other, but in our case, like we kind of share the things how each one is the best, like
yeah, we are dividing the task, and also let's say we live we do full-time art practice, so we have our studio, and it doesn't sometimes there are weeks when I do art only on weekends because there is all administrative tasks. I don't know, we have to pay the bills, then we need to document the work, we need to prepare some projects or descriptions and bureaucratical issues. Sometimes we need to fly to exhibitions like Digital Revolution to set up the old piece, and then we have to maintain the other pieces, and then the actually day-to-day life it doesn't differ much from normal business, running a normal business. So, and if you're alone, I think it's very difficult to do this. So we are, let's say, supporting each other, and that's how we also make, I think, our practice more widespread, and we can maintain the tempo, so to say.
I think code is super powerful because actually it's what it changed society in the last 20 years. I mean, well, now we just came here with an Uber, and Uber is a company who doesn't own a taxi and is the bigger company of taxis in the world. And this will not be possible without digital technologies and programming algorithms that they help to do this company like it is. And coming to the art, we think that is a very creative material to work the code, because really all the machines inside to make it work, they need code nowadays, and code is actually what is shaping society more. And we are using in our projects to really give life to the each of the artworks that we do, because we try to do pieces that they're not dead in a way, that they have life. That's the whole, I think, idea.
I mean, we really a lot work with interaction and new experiences. So that's where I think the magic comes to play. For instance, if we take the highest human tower project, like suddenly people can make the highest human tower in the world. Like in Barcelona, people build more than 4.5 kilometers, which it's like insane. But through using technology, we deliver in a way experience, and we play with the space and experience to make something what doesn't exist. It exists in our imagination. So then we make our imagination come true, so to say. Or the other work, which is Smile, the recent one, it lights up the light installation only when person smiles. So we are detecting the smiles, and then it reacts on it. So it's yeah. I guess this magic comes into play in unusual experience. What we are trying to make.
Moreover, I think we try to make artworks that are that could not be produced 10 years ago, that they're produced now, and to have the footprint of now. I think this is why we have to use also code, because we do things now that it will be maybe 5 years will be complicated to produce, because we kind of also fascinated by the moment that we are living now and the things that they appear, and that actually is what people is experiencing now, I think. And this is something that art has been done in their history always, like to put the footprint of the moment that they've been produced. Means when we produce Wishing Wall, it was, I think, the first moment where speech recognition started to be magical, like we said, because the people don't think anymore that they're doing speech recognition. It's just like they speak and then things happen. Means the technology is hidden in a way, this layer, because the people, is so natural how it works that the people don't think anymore in the technology, and the only things in speak the wish, which is actually what we want, not the layer of the technology that is like that is the first gadget thing that is like only one moment making you wow, but then a little bit later it's just like, okay, this is not anymore interesting. But if you just take the technology in a way that you don't show to the people, and you only use it in a creative way, and the people even don't feel it that there is a technology, I think this is the moment that people start to kind of experience in a better way.